Eastern Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. In obituary news this morning, funeral service for Mr. Quintavious Harrell, age 19, of Alexander City, will be Wednesday, January the 19th at 1 o'clock from Ben Russell High School Auditorium in Alexander City. Burial in the Armours Memorial Garden of Alexander City. Visitation Tuesday 4 to 7 at the funeral home. Final arrangements entrusted to Armours Memorial Funeral Home, Alexander City. Frankie Chappell died at Coosa Valley Medical Center yesterday, Sunday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, will announce the arrangements. Mrs. Willie Martin died at Coosa Valley Medical Center on Sunday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home announcing. Mrs. Janice South died in Eufaula on Sunday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, will announce the arrangements. Mr. Melvin Fuller Sr. Died at a nursing home in Alexander City on Saturday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home announcing the funeral arrangements for Mr. Melvin Fuller Sr. And that funeral service is going to be coming up. A graveside service will be held on, let me see where this is, tomorrow at 11 a.m. from Evergreen Cemetery. Brother Donald Grice will officiate the service. And of course, graveside service tomorrow at Evergreen Cemetery at 11 o'clock for Mr. Melvin Fuller Sr., Curtis and Son Funeral Home directing. Ms. Edna Kane died on Friday, Curtis and Son Funeral Home announcing. And Frida Nosworthy died in Nashville, Tennessee on Saturday, Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, with the arrangements. Also, Joanne Ingram of Talladega died January 13th at the age of 89. A private service will be held at a later date. Mr. Ingram was a native of Alexander City but lived most of his life in Talladega and served in the U.S. Navy. He was a member of the Trinity United Methodist Church, and after 27 years of service, he retired from the office of Registrar of Talladega County. In lieu of flowers, memorials can be offered to Trinity United Methodist Church, 400 East Street North, Talladega, 35160. Online condolences at earthstreetfuneralhome.com. Earthstreet Funeral Home in Talladega directing. S.M. Goodson Funeral Home and Crematory in Talladega will announce the funeral arrangements for Robbie Bennett, age 51. Mr. Bennett died January the 13th. Mr. Nathaniel Few, age 91 of Ashland, died Friday, January the 14th. S.M. Goodson Funeral Home, Crematory, Talladega directing. Mr. Johnny M. Kirkpatrick, age 83 of Sylacauga, died January 15th at his residence. Funeral arrangement to be announced by Radley Smith Funeral Home. And Jamie Sue Cochran Brown, retired nurse and youth leader, died January 13th at the age of 69 after a long battle with Alzheimer's. Graveside service will be held Wednesday, January 19th at 1 o'clock in the Marble City Cemetery here in Sylacauga. Time of fellowship to follow at First Baptist Church in Sylacauga starting at 2 o'clock. In lieu of flowers, the family requests that memorials be sent to First Baptist Church in Sylacauga. Jamie was a graduate of Sylacauga High School class of 1970, and she served as the first female student council president, and also Caraway Hospital School of Nursing in 1973. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga in charge of the arrangement. Of course, Jamie, longtime wife of Harry Brown here in Sylacauga from the banking industry, and Jamie was big into Girl Scouts. She had 23 years as a Girl Scout leader, and she was a great lady, and she'll certainly be missed. Jamie Sue Cochran Brown, age 69. Graveside service on Wednesday at 1 o'clock from Marble City Cemetery in Sylacauga. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga in charge of the arrangements. This obituary report this morning courtesy Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need funerals, burials, or cremations since 1975, Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.